So here's what I have so far of the Guinness Bird media advertisement for Dad. These pieces of styrofoam seem to be a bit flakier than the pieces I've dealt with in the past. That is when the pieces was not something that I found within the basement, basically. Not an older damaged piece. And by flaky, I mean there's a tendency for little bits of it to come off as you draw on it and color it with Sharpie markers. And in some cases afterwards, such as what happened when Dad wrapped up the double-sided Santa drawing styrofoam I made. I started days ago and finished yesterday for his mom. A few bits of the green border area kind of flaked off and became loose. Resulting in less than slightly, to me, blank spots within the drawing itself. And I couldn't fix those spots since Dad's parents don't have any Sharpie markers, or at least not a green one. Like this one, to be exact, at their home. I think I first got up at around 9:40 in the morning. We left around noon. After I had a couple cups of coffee. Roughly. Though we first went to Sam's Diner. What I got, the thing that seems to consist of eggs and gravy, that's their country Benedict. And there was a point before we arrived where I considered getting an omelet like Dad usually does. But since getting a Benedict is my default, it's what Dad remembered when it came time to order, and our female server asked if we wanted menus, but we didn't need them. I'm not sure if hollandaise sauce comes with omega-3 fats. I know I've heard that olive oil does, but hollandaise sauce is not olive oil. And this is something that I thought toward the end of eating the Country Benedict while taking sips, of freshly hot coffee, playing doing the latest daily challenge on Blues Tower Defense 6, and making some small talk with my dad. The Crystal Lighthouse. It's an ancient wonder that's been relatively neglected by me. $42,000 marble? Why is so much marble required when the dwarves are much more well known for their steel production? Anyways, I don't even yet have a new ancient wonder I'm trying to put in place. At some point, I think in the afternoon, while refreshing the game, I got an alert, a news alert about exactly this, informing me of what seems like a new episodic quest event that, based off the video, is going to feature one of those building sets instead of an evolvable building. I don't really have the space for something like that for the time being. This is a pasta dish that was homemade by Dad's mom. And she also baked some cookies around the time me and Dad were having our respective breakfasts. We both had coffee, although I had my coffee plain, while Dad had his with heavy cream mixed in. Which, based off my experience, doesn't really change the taste of coffee much. At some point, I fell asleep around 1 p.m. There was supposed to be a point in which Dad went to Wegmans, maybe from somewhere between 3 and 4 p.m. 3 and 4 p.m., but that ended up not happening because Grandma Dearest, Dad's mom nickname for herself, that Dad and I call her by occasionally, gave us this homemade pasta dish. She gave me 2 of these cookies, one at a time while I was visiting. Had a pretty crunchy texture. Still do. Their base ingredient is cornflakes. But I thought almonds. No, not almonds. I thought coconut, which is technically correct. There is coconut in these cookies. I didn't really want to throw that out there, but I did. But I didn't want to really because they didn't have the texture of an Almond Joy. So I didn't associate them that strongly with coconut. Didn't really taste like coconut. I think before I said coconut, I said granola. Of which they don't have that at all. At some point, Dad's brother Paul called Grandma. And Dad ended up talking to him. I quite enjoyed seeing styrofoam drawings I did for Dad's parents previously up on the walls, surrounded by various knickknacks and paintings done by Grandma Dearest. In order to make their home feel like a home, essentially. I also felt a sense that I was making them things that they enjoy. I filmed her reaction to the latest styrofoam drawing. Since I do that in a sort of sense to film the reactions and to kind of preserve the memories. She said it was good, to which I responded essentially that I always do my best on the styrofoam drawings. I based this off the styrofoam drawing Guinness Bird advertisement, that I did for Dad's friend Sean. Although, so far, it seems to look somewhat different to me, despite best efforts to replicate it. Since getting up around 4 p.m., I've just been listening to music and watching videos on YouTube, while also reading some TV tropes articles, something I do every now and then. Toward the end of the visit, Grandma gave me this piece of chocolate encased in an aluminum foil wrapping meant to ultimately look like Santa. The piece of chocolate was ultimately something. It was a hollow piece of chocolate, and it had a design more like what you can kind of see on the inside of the aluminum foil. On the inside, it wasn't carved to look like Santa. Currently have this much mana, so hopefully sometime soon I should be able to upgrade the main hall again. I have 2 thin chocolate chip cookies by Hildred Farm that Dad gave to me. Along with what's rest of this Sierra Mist.